Well, hey there. Welcome to a quick little instructional video. This is Brad from Bradford Stringed Instruments. Today we're going to look at building a finish. I've done a few videos and I keep talking about building the finish. To save some time, I wanted to do this one and keep it kind of separate. So let's get started. You're going to start out with, I'm starting with a wooden guitar body, but anything that is a porous material that you're going to paint with a paint that can be sanded can be done this way. Uh, Furniture, vehicles, anything. So if you look, you're going to see that there are uh, indentions in the body. That's what we're going to fill up. That's what you don't want to see. You want to see a nice high gloss finish. So we're going to start painting. The first coat of paint is basically just a good sealer. It may uh, it may fill in some of the very small things, not much. But as you start to progress on a second coat, you'll notice that more of these low areas are starting to fill in. The more coats of paint, the more you're building the finish, which is the layers of paint, and they are slowly filling in everything you want filled in. After you do 2 or 3 coats, then you want to sand. You're going to sand down to the first coat. I usually go partially through the first coat if you can. Uh, Sand with some 400 grit sandpaper, wet sanding, and you can start to tell right before you go through your color line. About the time you get to it, you can stop. After you've sanded down, you can see that there are still some low areas. Some areas are filled in, some areas aren't. But you'll start to see that finish build up, and you'll just keep going through a couple coats of paint, sand it, couple coats of paint, sand it. You want to keep going down to that same sanding line. If you'll notice, the more paint you paint, the more you're filling in. You've already got your small areas. Now we're going to some larger areas and working on them. Even though it looks like it's not filled in, you still stick with the procedure, 2 to 3 coats and sand. Eventually, when you go down to that sanding line, you'll see that you're left with a perfectly flat painted surface. Then you start working through your grits of sandpaper. This is a picture of 400 grit the first time I actually got it level. Then I gave it another 2 coats knowing that I had it level and did it again with the 400 grit. This is what I came up with. So then to build the finish, after you've built the paint up, to complete building the finish, you're going to start working through your grits of sandpaper. This is 400. This is 800. And you can see that the shine is starting to get there. This is 1000 grit, 1500 grit. Now the sheen's really starting to come. About the time you get to 1500 grit, while you're wet sanding, the paint will actually start to bubble up, kind of like well, the water. The water starts to bubble, kind of like it's waxed already, or like it's a pane of glass. This is 2000 grit. You can go all the way up to 5 or 6000 if you want. 2000 grit with instrument lacquer usually does good. After that, you can simply wax it with a good quality wax, and you end up with a nice looking finish. This one still needs a little bit more elbow grease, but you can see that that's not bad at all. That's a nice looking finish. Everything's flat, everything's smooth, high gloss, high sheen, and that is exactly how I did it. This has been Bradford String Instruments. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to write us. Subscribe, like, go to our YouTube homepage and find our Facebook link and join us there. Give me some ideas on what you'd like to learn next, or what I can help you with, or what you can show me that would help uh, my subscribers. I'm always open to learning something else. So thank you and have a great day.